Merhabalar, das ist Berlin-Talk Part 1. Hepinize hoş geldiniz, das ist Berlin söyleşine hoş geldiniz. Merhabalar, duyanlar, duymayanlar, burada olanlar ve bizi live seyredenler. Merhabalar. Bu arada Goethe Enstitüsü'ne, Apollo Konsept'e, Terapi Kültür'e de teşekkür ederiz. Ve şu anda da Dr. Motte'nin parçasını dinliyoruz. Lieber Motte, was ist der Name?
What we're listening now is Three Phase featuring Dr. Motte. It's from 1992. It was released 1992 on Tresor Records, and it was a world hit. The name of the track is Der Klang der Familie. So, in English it's the sound of the family. In Turkish, I don't know, I'm sorry.
Ailenin sesi.
And it was a world hit, and it was actually for many people it was what's going on in Berlin? Wow, what a sound! What's going on? So it was really a door opener, and everyone from England, from United States, everyone was looking what's going on. Yeah, yeah. So really surprising track, and it was number 2 world hit, and number 1 was at the time Jam and Spoon remix of Age of Love, Age of Love.
Yes, welcome to Das ist Berlin-Talk with Dr. Motte from Berlin, with Y.Unan, Yesim Yunan from Istanbul, und parantez içerisinde Emre Kavas. And I'm Ipek. I'm making the moderation today. I will make it now a really short introduction from each artist. By the way, we would like to thank you to Terapi Kültür Akademisi, to Goethe Institute, to Apollo Concept, and to Das ist Berlin crew for organizing all this talk. And last but not least, Noh Radio for hosting us. Yes, Dr. Motte was the Gründungsvater, founding father of Love Parade. He was one of the earliest techno DJs from Berlin, and now it's first time visit to Istanbul, and he will also spin at the party tomorrow night. Das ist Berlin. Yesim Yunan, ay çok özür dilerim Yesim. Aka DJ Yunan. Is one of the most well-known techno DJs from Istanbul. You started already to DJ in 2004, and now you are a really hard techno lady on the decks. This is Emre, parantez içerisinde Emre, I don't know how to say it. Parantez Emre. Yeah. Emre Kavas is one of the founding members of the, we would say, Techno Temple of Turkey, one of the first techno temples in Turkey, in Godet. Parantez Godet.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to know more of it. Would you say, is techno music from Berlin, or from where is it originally? Now
So
I
if
go
you
down
ask
a
me-
little with the music. Yeah, I ask you.
So if you ask me, it was from the beginning is what many people say was transnational music. It was invented simultaneously in Detroit in '85, and later on '87 it was acid invented in Chicago, and that went over to Europe, and also it was a big scene in Chicago, and it was a big scene in Detroit. Detroit was really like industrial techno, and they wanted to express their emotions through the machines, and in Chicago it was more like party, and it came from house music into acid, something like that. Yeah. So, and then we had We had the Second Summer of Love, 1988, in England, and that was really something else. That was really like second summer. The first summer was more the hippie orientated, 68. But this was completely different, and that was really changing the dance music. So it became a rave evolution everywhere in Europe. I started the first acid house party in Berlin in my own club at that time, in September 88, with the first acid house party in Berlin. And a year later, 1989, we did the Love Parade, because I got information about what's going on in England, and I was like thinking, why not put a demonstration and do it with music and have music as a new language, and that brings people together. And the vision was that one day will come, we will have a lot of parades everywhere in any country on this planet, and then a day will come where everyone, all the people will dance on that parades, and that will recognize the people we are all part of the same family. The family of humans on the planet, and that will bring world peace. This is a spirit and vision behind Love Parade that became very, very, very, very successful, very big in Berlin, from like starting 1989 with 120 people at the most.
I was there. On
You were there?
I was there. I know a bunch of people walking, and there were LKWs, kamyonlar, and just few people and listening loud music, and some crazy people, and all the Germans were looking, what are those crazy people here going?
What are they doing there? Yeah? And 10 years later, the evolution and everything, the wall came down, and it was certainly a lot of free spaces. We could really like do our thing, and it was like very creative in any kind of manner. And also like Love Parade was like coming back every year. And it was 10 years later, 1.5 million people dancing in the streets in Berlin together.
Wow.
Really. And this is like the biggest well-known brand on this planet, the biggest festival ever happening with that amount of people. I would say I'm not proud about that, but I'm really proud about how it went. Yeah? And I must say, because of this, it was the biggest marketing, the biggest advertisement for that kind of culture, for that kind of music, for this kind of whatever it is. Yeah, so it was a new style, it was a new being together, peace, love, unity, respect.
89 was also the unification of Germany, of West and East Germany. When the Eastern Germans came and met the techno music, then actually the rave evolution in Berlin also started with the West and East together, I would say. And your Love Parade just happened like 3 months before the wall came down, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And people came from East Berlin, from East Germany, because we were divided into countries. And they came across the border and went immediately, because we have radio telling parties are at the UFO club. They immediately went there, and it was like, we're all brothers and sisters, so let's dance to the music we love to all. Yeah?
I mean, techno music has a strong aspect of unification, indeed, and uniting people, indeed. But what would you say? Why was techno music came out so strong? I mean, it's not an easy music. It has no vocals. It has no language, cultural things, no melodies. Yeah, less melodies. It's mostly beats and the percussions. Why, I mean, I'm asking all of you, why has the techno music such a strong impact actually on people? Over generations.
Because it's a free field. Everyone can join. Everyone can bring his ideas. Everyone can change his way. It's totally open. Everyone is welcome. It's lots of respect. Everyone can make his own music, his own club, his own style, his own whatever he wants. And it's still going on. If you look to Berlin, there are still more clubs coming up. It's still developing old clubs, like Bar 25 is now its own center. They build buildings, they have a complete own lifestyle. Then you have the well-known Berghain. It's still running after their own setup, and it's still very strict of what they are doing. And I must say, they are not selling itself. So it'll be really straight to we want it that way, and they stay on that. And this is what I like. And people, and this is what makes it successful, because everyone, because nowadays you have a lot of tools. You can buy a drum machine, you can buy a synthesizer, you can also use free software, you can make your own techno music, and it's very easy to jump in and to do your own thing and find your own style inside of that area.
I mean, what I also realized that the techno music has, as I said before, is a unifying aspect. I mean, all the gays, LGBTQIs, women, men, they all felt themselves welcome and not divided. And that was also an own space of where you are free of all this toplumsal bakış açıları, gesellschaftliche Sichtweisen, free space of gesellschaftliche Sichtweisen, toplumsal bakış açılarından oldukça, aspects of societal aspects, actually free of those societal rules, I would say. How did it started in Turkey, actually, Emre? I mean, you were one of the first techno DJs resident at Godet, and how people did react to techno music in Istanbul, for example?
It was not so industrial before. It was more soul included into hard dance music, more into the house and mixture of soul. And it started like that, very lower BPMs till these days, and it started with a very tiny community, maybe 100 and 150, 200 people maximum. But then it evolved like human beings, like we evolve. So it became more and more bigger scene. More DJs came out. It was the late 90s something, and till now it started evolving. It became not a hip music. Of course, it's an underground, still underground. If you consider about other genres of electronic music, techno is still underground, still representing for tiny communities in Turkey, in Istanbul especially. Then we have nowadays more techno clubs, more people are listening and dancing to techno. It became more accessible with the internet, with the social media. It became more accessible to people and to DJs and to producers. As Motte mentioned about electronic devices get more accessible, and everybody has a tiny home studio, bedroom DJs. There were more bedroom DJs right now in the world, so it is more accessible. But at the first times, at the beginnings, it is more harder to find, more harder to access, and harder to listen, because it's a new innovation of music, added, combined with different genres of music into it. Then techno came along.
This links me to the question, how did you manage to bring the music from, 94, 95, 96, we were not having MP3 yet. CDs were just recently produced, or they came out, and you were spinning with Schallplatten, with vinyl. How did you access to them? Did you have anything you could just, like Amazon? We didn't even have Amazon during that time. How did it work?
Amazon? What Amazon? No internet.
I remember that
nothing at all.
No, nothing at all. We didn't
Nothing,
have. How
no.
did we live with before the internet?
There were just one record store in Turkey, in Nişantaşı, and it is in the Passage. Yeah, of course. On the second floor, tiny place. He's bringing a couple of cases of vinyls, and all the DJs, all the old DJs are fighting about the records. But before that, the francophones go abroad on France, going to Switzerland, to Germany. They are bringing some CDs. Diplomats, yeah.
Yeah, because who didn't get any
Techno
visa?
diplomats.
Visa was a big issue.
Yeah. Yeah. They bring some CDs, and of course that makes our archive. Then records came into our life. For a Turkish guy, for an Istanbul guy, records came into our life. Electronic music records. Again, there were it is beginning more shops selling records about Detroit's acids, early fuse sounds, Plastic Man sounds, LFOs, luxulators. Then it became more accessible. But
and also a lot of music from Belgium, because R&S Records was very strong. And in Berlin we had the world famous Hardwax starting up in 1919, and that was really like supporting the sound of the music. And what we really liked, it never stop playing music, and that was the anti-culture to pop music, because it was only 3:30, and we didn't like that at all, because it was always like too short, and we wanted to dance forever and never stop that track.
So that's why 45-inch is invented, or what?
No. Certainly the first acid house track by DJ Pierre, that was 12 minutes. Yeah, something like that. And I love to have long tracks and never stop. And also, like, what we are doing is mixing music together and create another track out of that. And this is what Bestbam says. If a DJ plays two tracks together and creates another one out of that, then in the club with the people and loud music, everyone is dancing to it. Then when techno is happening,
innovation,
or electronic dance music culture, then when we are mixing music and people dancing, like we're all together.
I mean, with the techno DJing, was it also earlier in Germany, especially, the DJs used to speak to the people on after a track, so entertainment. And what happened in Germany when the techno DJs opened up, or these electronic music clubs opened up, they didn't talk anymore, just played music, and then you started to feel just the music in your body with that EBM, electronic body music. And so come that the people change also their way of partying. But I also would like to ask you, did you have any problems, for example, with the official places, with your club, because they didn't know the music, or they thought, oh, maybe there are drugs going on, or by the police, or by the government, or whatever?
Of course, with the law, with the government, it is always hard to find some place in the scene, some clubs to find, to play, to represent yourself, to represent music that you are playing. But there were less regulations about it, because the government don't know anything about it. It is of course nightlife, but it is more like, it is always about
there's a cat who likes techno talk,
discos and more shiny music and more bright and more funky people, less underground and less other stuff representing the underground music. Then it is easier to manage the club, it is easier to find a place to open a club. But then regulations, especially in Turkey, especially in Istanbul, the government-wise or the municipality guys wise, it is becoming harder. Nowadays, it is much more harder to represent your place, your ideology, or your music.
This is the same in Berlin, because after the wall came down, the authorities have to work to bring that country together, and they really had to find out by themselves and talking about themselves and not thinking about what's going on, and we had our freedom to do that. And although the media, there's actually a negative part about that. They were talking about drugs problems and blah blah blah. Yeah. So and
I don't want to mention it, but thanks for mentioning it.
Yeah, but the thing is that they didn't understand the culture at all, because we were more like a music dancing culture, and very creative and looking for spaces and stuff like that, and really love what we did. And they talking just about drugs problems.
In the first days, there were drugs involved, of course, with the nightlife, but less people know it, no government know it all, because there were less problems about it. I mean, as you mentioned, it's all about love. So when love is involved about nightlife or drugs or having fun, you have less problems. But when it mixed, or the quality change, the lifestyle change, yes, problems may occur. So the government and the big guys say that, okay, there's something going on here, and what's going on
Yeah.
here? We
And
have
then
to
also,
stop it.
yeah, and then also alcohol creates more problems than what we are using.
Now we are going to DJ Yunan. When did you start actually with the DJing, and how come did you start it?
I started in like 2004, but I was playing long sets at bars mostly, really eclectic sets, like maybe like with hip hop, IDM, drum and bass, a little bit of house, like anything you can imagine actually. And then like through the end of 2000s, I started focusing on more like dance music and started playing at clubs. So yeah, and then here we are. Like at first, like around that time, I was more focused into like electro kind of stuff, and a bit later, I started focusing like more on techno. Yeah.
I mean, you DJed also in Berlin and several countries, also Red Bull,
Yeah.
and you did all the stuff, and you are really traveling around also in Turkey. You are very active.
Yeah, until
As
the
a-
pandemic, yeah, it was always like, you know, day by day, I had more travels. But then, yeah, we had a little break,
I
man break.
I mean, what I realized, I mean, I also I also DJ techno, not only, but I also DJ techno, but I realized after the pandemic, the whole music became even more faster and faster. And we are going even more to the BPM 140, 45, even 150. What do you think how techno music has changed?
I mean, it was really fast ages ago also. Maybe it's like just like a, you know, matter of like history repeating itself. I don't know, like a chain of consumption somehow, like the way we consume things. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, now it's like mixing with, it's always been like hybrid, like, you know, with music. So everything like, you know, combined with something else at a certain point. So.
Are there any actually techno music DJs here in Turkey? How strong is the producing?
Very good ones. They were maybe better than me, of course. The new generation comes quite stronger than the old ones, and because they are more hungry about it, they are more energetic about it. They feel different feelings about electronic music, especially about techno music. There were very good names that if we have like Uğur Project, Ferhat Albayrak, minimal sounds like Mutlu San, who lives in Germany, Bartaup, Havantepe, Dub Techno. He's quite cool. He's traveling around the world. Thailand is living in New York, in the States, I guess in New York. Yeah, there were quite good names playing good techno music. More electro names. Evrim is quite popular some more years, and yeah, it's evolving. It's changing. For the previous question about the pandemic and BPMs getting higher, maybe people are tired to dance to techno music. Especially in Turkey, we are more into melodic stuff, more easy melodic stuff. After Tulum, it became more lower BPMs, more melodic stuff, more oriental melodies included, more and more. But after the pandemic, I think we are stuck at home doing home parties, doing illegal parties with a bunch of people, and we get hungry. People get hungry about listening loud and fast music, aggressive music, feeling the bass lines in the body and the soul. So that affected, I think.
And it's also a lot of women's playing, even like before the pandemic starts, like Emily Lenz, really fast techno music and more. So I was surprised how hard and how fast they play. And that changed me also, because I actually come from very strong, like at least 136, something like that, where I come from. Yeah, so I was playing a lot of underground techno from all over the place, and was really like hard style, not hard style, but hard techno playing, and Then around 2000 there was very minimal. It was really slow and minimal.
It slowed down, yeah.
Slowed down.
Minimal sounds came into it, minimal houses, minimal technos, more concentrated on quieter sounds, and the BPMs get lower also, maybe 127s, 28s. Then right now it's like 36s, 40s. More.
Some people say Richie Hawtin was like the godfather, or is like the godfather of minimal music, because he started very slow and chirpy sound. I mean, I like stuff like that, yeah, slow and chirpy. I like that still, yeah.
He's always minimal. If he plays 140 BPMs, hardcore technos, banging technos, he's still minimal about it. He's not. Of course he's making too much noise, too much aggressiveness, but he's still minimal. If you consider about other DJs.
And I think there's a new generation, and even like older guys, they still like want to have it hard and fast, yeah.
Generations came, new generations came. We are getting older.
And this is like, where you can say this becomes a culture, because the old guys started this, and now we have new generations following and doing their own stuff and stuff like that. And like we educate by doing what we are doing. So this is, if you think about intangible culture, what we did in Berlin, because we did an application to the UNESCO in Germany, and want to have this culture recognized as an intangible culture in Germany, and we gave the application to the UNESCO in November last year, and now we have to wait because it takes 2 years to get that.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now techno music is considered as music in Germany and as culture in Germany. So if you are owning a techno club, then you are producing culture. That means you can also ask for fundings. Yeah. It's not just a clubbing.
I wish it became into Turkey, to Istanbul.
Yes. You can also send an application to the UNESCO in Turkey. If you have a culture, it's like what I see in Poland. They just have a book out about 30 years of Polish techno. So, and I told Artur, who's one of the co-authors of the book, why not take this information to the UNESCO in your country? So let's get everyone in Europe, in all countries, to send that to the UNESCO, and that will support that we have a more stronger cultural thing about what we are doing. And that is like recognized by the authorities and by the governments and by the UNESCO, and that would be very helpful.
This would be amazing, but now we go back to music. Yeah. Yesim, what did you bring for us? You choose whatever you like.
I mean, I brought really different stuff, some electro, some techno.
By the way, Y.Unan is also DJing on and on at Noh Radio. You can talk over it because it's no private talks here, because Emre Kavas was just saying, actually, yes, this book idea is an amazing idea. Actually, we should also set up here, because we have also here underground techno scene and people who has a lot things to say about it. So.
It's like there are a lot of books out there, and it's mainly interviews from some authors. They ask just questions to DJs. There's one book called DJ Revolutionaries. It's on djhistory.com, which is not existing anymore. But they talk. They show up how does this DJ thing started after the Second World War. And it was basically. They had to set up a system, and loudspeakers are mainly in the beginning in movie theaters, because they had loudspeakers, really big loudspeakers, and they were like doing parties there. And that was like evolving. And now we have, this is just for us, it's really ordinary, but the start of that is really incredible. And there's a lot of books about electronic music culture from all over the place. Really about Detroit, about Germany, about Berlin. There's a book called Der Klang der Familie. It's in English too. It's about how does it start in Berlin in the 90s. So it's like the reunification of the music. And basically, when I think about music, it is techno in the 90s in Berlin after the reunification. Yeah. So and more. I have a huge shelf full of books with that. Yeah. At home.
It is history.
Yeah, it's a huge story.
We have to share our knowledge, our past, our experiences. Not only like these programs, not on the conferences or sharing with our friends or the new generation. Also, we have to share with the public. We have to share it with the new generation. Not only our music, not just DJing, because it just stays 2 hours in a club, 4 hours in a club. They go home. Okay, you have to read it. You have to examine it. It's a history.
It's good to know the to know the history, but it's also to do the mixing in the club, because this is our culture. Yeah.
No history, no books at the club, just home.
Whatever, if they have fun with it, just go for it.
Emre, Emre diyorum ya durmadan, kusura bakmayın, çok özür dilerim.
Please
Emre.
do.
Okay,
My name is Emre.
Yeah, yes, okay. But now you're running Not at Home label, or you're an organization.
It's not a label, it's an organization.
Yes.
Founded a couple of years ago, and we are doing some organizations, tiny bit organizations. We just started, and we have many projects to happen. And now we are managing a place in Akyaka, in the southern region of Turkey, in Muğla. It is called Mekan. So we are doing some events over there, events in Istanbul. It's a slow evolving company, but in a good way.
Motte, you stopped with Love Parade, but since what? Since 2010? Sorry.
No. This is a little bit evening filling talk.
Okay, we don't have that time. But now you're running Rave the Planet project.
That's right.
What is the difference, Love Parade and the Rave the Planet project?
Let's see.
Oh la la.
Here we go. Please rave the planet and save the planet.
We are raving the planet already. And to rave the planet, this is also a part of the beginning of the vision I have had, and which I told you already. And we want to bring the day of the International Day of Electronic Dance Music Culture to this planet. We will announce this on the second Saturday in July. This is this year, the 9th of July. So we all can celebrate that day in the way we want to celebrate that day. And that will be repeated every year now because we announce the International Day of Electronic Dance Music Culture. 9th of July. This is a historical day because every second Saturday we have had the Love Parade in Berlin.
Okay.
That's why. And we started a non-profit company called Rave the Planet, non-profit company in Berlin. And we want to bring back the Love Parade spirit and to send the application for having electronic dance music culture recognized as a culture.
I mean, for those Love Parade, we just talked shortly. So there are many trucks with music system on it, and then DJs are spinning some music. People are dancing on the trucks and on the streets. I mean, since 7 years, we can't really walk on the Onur Yürüyüşü, gay pride here in Turkey. And there, I mean, I know that Mini Music Hall used to have their little hand track and putting some techno music and electronic music, and people were dancing because you can't dream of making a track with a car with a money, and the police lets you walk. But do you think
illegal?
Did you have such a rave on streets at all here? I just want to also, benefit from your experiences in Istanbul or in Turkey, except some festivals. But so, do you think it would be possible
raves,
here?
No trucks, no raves, no.
So you would
Never
say
happened
that
before.
Berlin is
This
really
is the-
luxurious.
I mean, only the people really going to protest with a boombox, on the shoulder, is when we have that type of coincidental raves. So, I mean, which is not a really rave, so it's just a little glimpse.
I mean, in Berlin now, the Love Parade doesn't take part because it was the government not political enough. So at the one hand, it's quite political if you offer free, safer spaces for people and you unite, all genders, all races, all sexual and social directions, and all the political. And I would say Love Parade is more left-wing, but not everyone who is listening to techno is left-wing, unfortunately. And not at all. Not at all.
Love Parade is actually non-politics. So what I say is in public space, whatever you do, even if you only dance to music, this is a politics statement. Even if you say I don't like politics, it's politics. Yeah. So whatever you do in a society which is politics, everything you do in the street is politics. So if you take some trucks, put some music on, and people dance to that.
It's
To
a
the music.
statement. It's a statement. Yeah.
It's a statement. And in Berlin, you see, people come because of that to Berlin. And a lot of people. And even it was something you could say this cultural understanding, because people come from Poland to Germany to unite together at the Love Parade and celebrate together. And we have had slogans like peace on earth. Yeah, we are all we are one family, and so on and so on. So always positive anthems. Yeah, and our language is music.
Nothing to say more, huh? So in here it's quite different about it. Representing your thoughts, representing yourself, it is always forbidden in Turkey. It is always discrimination about that. Okay, you belong this, you belong that, and you have to shut up. You have to just vote and wait for 4 more years to change everything, but nothing changes. So you vote for nothing. So for this, we have to speak up. We have to attend to parades, do some parades, but it is always considered about the regulations. So we just wait. We just wait for the change.
And what I also see is, especially now we have the war in Ukraine, what I see, people from Ukraine come now to Berlin, and the immediately effect of most of the people is helping. The government is not.
It all depends on us, to the people. No governments, just to the people, to us.
I would say 99% of the people want to live in peace together on that planet. To have a perspective, to have freedom, to have a good nature, and to have even for next generation, have a good perspective for the future. The government is not.
I mean, that the government is against happy, peaceful people, it's clear, because peaceful and happy people
They're
don't
against the
make
agenda.
war. No, they don't make war, and you cannot earn money on them.
They don't make money.
Yeah,
They don't
because
give
you have
money.
to sell your weapons
They don't
somehow,
make
so
money.
everyone has an impact on that. But we don't talk about war. We listen to music, and we talk about the music. Yesim, I would like to know you. Did you have any difficulties when you started, for example? Would you say there is a strong relation between the DJs here that they hold together and support each other, that there are collectives, for example?
There are. I mean, they keep expanding, and it keeps like new crews like keep coming up. But like, I mean, it's always like, I mean, not so much actually. Like, it's good that it's like getting more and more nowadays. But it was really like, you know, am I wrong? Like, really,
No,
very few.
Now, for example, I think I'm a member, Mitglied, of Female Pressure Network, which is international. You are also a member of the Female Pressure.
Yes.
So there's a place, which is it's actually a network. It's a group of people who are identifying themselves as females or as trans or as non-binary producers, creators, artists, musicians. And and organizers, many techno DJs. It's been existing now over than 22 years. But I mean, there we can go and just discuss how is it being, for example, a woman or as a non-binary person and being a part of the electronic music festivals. And usually in Europe, since the Female Pressure is making those facts, just the facts 2020 and 2021 was released. You can check it on internet, on the Instagram, Female Pressure. And for example, just 6 years ago, there was only 1% of female DJ bookings on the festivals. So 99% was a men-only bookings. And now, via the pressure,
It is getting better.
It's getting better. It's higher than 10 years ago, higher than 7 years ago. But how would you say is it here? How are the bookings for the festivals?
I mean, once in a while you can see still see a festival without like not a single female-oriented person or like queer, you could say also. But it's getting better. Like, I mean, people are like, I mean, they do like more,
Consciousness.
They come together and like, they start like supporting more, but it wasn't like this before. A lot.
Kahvehane hemen yanımızda çünkü.
Yeah.
So you think that the awareness of the people and the festival bookers is getting more, so that they also want to book female identified artists and the LGBTQ or queer artists on their festivals?
It's totally getting better, like on this. Like it was really super rare or maybe impossible to see like a queer person at least on a commercial mainstream festival. Now, like slowly, like it's trying to like at least like start to get into that balance.
It's even very astonishing to me, because what I realize, I see many female DJ names in the clubs here than in Germany, weird-wise.
Seriously?
In Berlin. Wallah, I swear. Wallah. When I look, for example, to my standard clubs where I usually go, then I hardly see female DJ or non-binary DJ names than in Turkey. For example, it's really, I mean, when I check the names, okay, the percentage, because I always look that we are half queers or half female and half male, and there are certain clubs I go.
Maybe.
Okay, the big name clubs like Klein.
I mean, maybe it's about like the percentage of the whole cake we have here is so already small, and we do have like some like producers, like women producers, like female producers. So, I mean, even the existence of one person can make a difference here, because we don't have a huge scene, like, when it comes to like underground music and underground scene. So,
I mean, those clubs who are booking female or queer DJs are underground clubs, right?
True,
we are not talking about the mainstream clubs, because the mainstream clubs are still booking men.
Never ever.
Also, the payment is still different.
Yes.
And
that I don't know about, but true. Yeah, probably. Most I don't know about, obviously, but
I don't think it's in Turkey a little more different than in
most probably.
Yeah. So, but how many female DJs do you know, for example?
Around the world or in Turkey? In Turkey. More than 10? More than 10.
This is a pretty good number actually for Istanbul.
More than 10.
More than 10.
At a glimpse.
Yeah, because in the beginning of the techno music era, I mean, how many female DJs did we have in Berlin during that time? For example, in
But it's
Ellen
nowadays.
Alien is one of the most known. She is also the Marusha.
Yeah,
But
some
you know
small
what?
names,
Berlin is a.
I
very
mean, Monika
cosmopolitan
Kruse.
city.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she came actually from.
Anne Schneider?
She came.
Yeah, old. We are talking about the old female DJs.
Yeah, I
They are not old. They are still young. But I mean, very well known since over than 20
We
years.
got it. We got it.
So it's Anja Schneider, it's Monika Kruse, she came from Munich, it's Marusha, it's a true Berliner, but she came also from Nuremberg, and a true Berliner is an alien actually. No, Bastille Jacques is from Holland.
From Germany or yeah.
Eva Casal was also for a while very well known, and
Not so many from the beginning, yeah?
Yeah.
Not so many.
no, not so many from the beginning.
But now I see a lot of female DJs and I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, for example, Ellen Allen is still very active, and she started with her own label, B Pitch Control, because it was clear it's much. Monica, yeah, and Thomas Sumo, and but they all start. They came all later, so. Yeah, who else? Let's play some music. Too many names. Now we have. I'm so thankful that we have much more diverse DJs. Because techno music is diversity, is proclaiming diversity.
So now I play Lab Parade 2000. This is a special remix I did with Dr. Rhythm and Dr. Motte Acid Mix. Dr. Motte and Westbam presents Lab Parade 2000 on vinyl.
We
and I
love
play.
acid.
Now we will have some back-to-back between 3 DJs. Because everything is told. Or do you want to add something else?
There's always something to talk. There's always something to add.
Emre, tell me what do you want to say. Okay, but I can say it. Tomorrow we have this is Berlin DJ Express DJ workshop, which is given by me. And on the evening we will start at 9 p.m. with our party at RX Istanbul. And come enjoy with us the party. We will also have some Berliner Luft to drink. Berliner Luft, natürlich, klar.
So Berlin air to drink. How do we do that?
Yeah, we thought, how can we bring the Berlin air to Istanbul? And we thought we bring the drink.
Okay. But is it a little bit like raki? No, isn't it? No, it's different.
Do you have any raki experience? Did you ever
No.
drunk?
Not
Oh,
that
then yeah.
Nothing looks and feels like Rocky.
I'm not too much in alcohol, so.
Yeah, Motte, hoş geldin to Istanbul. Well, this is Dr. Motte's first visit actually in Istanbul, so we have to introduce him to rakı. And now we are looking for music. Tonight after 8 p.m. we are starting with Aoni Ertepe with his set, and after that Evrim the Evrim will follow in Noh Radio. Das ist Berlin. Yo, das ist Berlin und Istanbul Talk is over. Evet, söyleşimiz bitti bu arada. Unser Gespräch, unser Tag ist Talk ist vorbei. Vielen herzlichen Dank an Yesim Yunan, aka Yunan, an Dr. Motte from Berlin, on Emre from Akyaka, Istanbul, and all over the world. And thank you a lot to the Noh Radio for hosting us here. Thank you a lot to Apollo Concept, This is Berlin crew, and Goethe Institute Istanbul and Tarapya Kultur. And now, one of the amazing DJs of Istanbul and a crew member of the Noh Radio. Yes, Avni Ertepe will spin us some eclectic tunes. Evet arkadaşlar, söyleşimiz burada bitti ve yarın hepinizi tabii This is Berlin partisini bekliyoruz. RX İstanbul'da saat 9'dan itibaren. Ve Daniela Hensel ve Dr. Motte çalacaklar. Ama şimdi İstanbul'un en önemli DJ'lerinden ve aynı zamanda Noh Radyosu'nun aktivistlerinden, kurucularından Avni Ertepe bizi müzikleriyle mutlu edecek.